Hi everyone, thank you for joining us for this week's episode of Waggin Wednesday, where we chat with our training and enrichment team on some frequent training questions, animal behavior advice, stuff like that. So this week we have Miriam joining. Thank you, Miriam. So this week we're going to be talking about decompression, which is a frequent question that we get, especially for those of you that have just adopted a pet or you're fostering a pet. And a lot of times those dogs going home and that have been at the shelter for a long time, they can seem a little bit stressed out. They might be acting out. So Miriam's going to talk a little bit on decompression when going into a home environment. So Miriam, can you touch on that a little bit?
Yes, ma'am. Decompression is the adjustment period when you first bring a new pet home into your home. And when the dog first arrives, it needs to overcome the stressors, especially from a shelter environment. And in the shelter environment, animals usually live with other animals. It's very loud. It's very bare minimum on what they receive, even though the best shelter in all its enrichment programs, they will never make up or substitute for a home environment. So it's still stressful.
So what are some signs of decompression if you take home a new pet that you adopted or you're fostering? What are some of the ways that show that your pet needs to decompress?
They will either not be themselves. They will be overly excited. They will be maybe retracting into a corner. They're not themselves, so we won't see the real behavior or the real character of an animal until we decompress. So usually it takes the first 72 hours for the stress hormones to leave the body, and it could be up to 2 weeks. It depends on the animal. Not everybody is the same. If you had an animal that previously lived in a foster home, maybe it could decompress a little faster than another one. For example, a street dog that was never inside of a home. They don't know what environment they're in. So they need to get slowly used to that.
So a lot of times new pet owners think that as soon as they take home their new adopted pet and that pet like peeing on their couch or tearing stuff up, that pet's just misbehaved, but those could be reasons of that pet needing decompression, right? And that could probably pass.
Yeah, in the beginning, we don't want to leave the dog unattended, so it can't get into trouble. It can't start tearing up. If it pees on the couch, maybe it doesn't even know how to walk around the house. Maybe it has been punished. It does not know where to eliminate, or it doesn't want to go in front of people because of previous experiences. So they've had maybe bare minimum in life, and now all of a sudden they come home, and you, as a good new pet owner, you're all excited and you want to spoil the dog and give it a bath and take it for a walk, a 40-minute walk in the neighborhood, and give it an awesome chew bone next to all your other pets, and that's definitely a no-no, because dogs might not want to share. They might be overstimulated from all that good stuff and they just don't know how to handle it. And so we want to go slow with these dogs. We definitely suggest create rotations with your other animals and slowly prepare for real life.
So what are some other recommendations you have for helping a pet transition into home life from shelter life?
We want to take everything slow. We want to do little to no training at all. We touched on some other subjects with bonding, and we recommend the Smart 50 if you want to check out the other videos on crate training and on bonding and some other helpful tips that we discussed previously. And for example, walks overstimulate. We tend to give leash corrections by popping the leash on a dog, but we don't know how this dog is going to take it. So we want to just go very slow. And if we see that the dog is over threshold where it can't function, over threshold, it stops eating, stops responding, stops walking, starts growling, or any other of those signs, we want to backtrack and slow down and get the dog back on the threshold and maybe restart another day. And bonding is more important than training and those things. Because we just want to help the dog adjust.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Miriam. Is there anything else that you'd like to add on decompression and, welcoming a new pet into your home?
I would definitely say that if you have any issues whatsoever, to contact us at epastrainers@pasotexas.gov. We can help. If you're not sure, less is more. Take it easy and show compassion for the animal coming into your home, and definitely set it up for success. Less is more, and thank you for fostering.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Miriam. So if you guys have any questions on, decompression, you're bringing a new pet into your home and it's taking a little bit of time for that pet to warm up to you or something like that, feel free to check some of our other videos that Miriam mentioned before. We've touched on, creating that human-animal bond and crate training and stuff like that. We're here to help you guys. So if you guys have any questions on pet training or animal behavior or anything, something that you guys are seeing in your home, please feel free to reach out to us. Send us an email to the email below, or feel free to enter those questions in the comments below as well, and we'll cover it in a future episode. But until next week, we'll see you guys later.